So come up and say hi, dude. If you support the channel, you like what I do, you've been missing all of the YouTube videos, you're tired of these freaking shorts, and you want to see the long-form content again, just come over and say hi. Vigorous Steve here. So I got a lot of messages from you guys over the last couple of weeks, wondering when the long-format content was going to return. So here we are, back to regular, good old videos that are going to be informative. But first, let me explain where I've been these last 2.5 months. After the last update video where I was explaining to you guys that I was going to bump up the dose a little bit from, 500 milligrams to about 1,000 milligrams per week. After which I started getting progressively more tired and more lethargic during the day. I had to take more and more and longer power naps. So it took me about 2 months to figure out what the root cause of that issue was. Was it the growth hormone administrations before bed? I took those out for a week or two. Didn't really solve the problem. I took the insulin out for a week or two. That helped slightly. I bumped up the food intake from about 2,500, 2,600 calories up to 3,000 calories. I did a reverse diet for a week where I reintroduced carbohydrates. And then I increased the food even more to 3,300 calories. I removed the cardio. Man, I made so many changes to my protocol. I took a week off. I took a week off and fasted for a week. None of which really changed my condition. I mean, some things improved it a little bit, but the lethargy and the tiredness still remained. So I took a huge step back. I came off cycle. I'm now doing TRT. I figured out that it must have been due to the NAD plus administrations, what I took out of my protocol. So the first 8 weeks of this cycle, where I was using about 500 milligrams of anabolic androgenic steroids in total and doing this mitochondrial support stack, I made phenomenal progress. I was changing on a day-to-day basis. I was getting bigger. I was getting stronger. I was getting leaner. I was getting detail in places I haven't seen in a long time. And then after changing from 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams, I decided to take the NAD plus out because I didn't really notice a significant difference. But it's also because the anti-aging clinic that I sourced my NAD plus from ran out. So I haven't been able to access NAD plus for the last couple of months now. I probably found another source here in Thailand where I can source NAD plus administrations. I will continue to do so if I'm able to get them. During the time that I ran out of NAD plus, I continued with nicotinamide mononucleotide, 500 milligrams per day. I even increased that to 1,000 milligrams NMN per day and then switched to 600 milligrams nicotinamide riboside per day. I even increased that to 900 milligrams NR per day, trying to change that sense of well-being and energy that I got from the weekly 250 milligrams NAD plus administrations. Now, from my personal experience, it doesn't really come close. Again, I've been feeling lethargic, a little bit tired. I haven't been sleeping well, haven't been recovering well since I took the NAD plus out. So fingers crossed, I can source that again. And then I can finally publish this mitochondrial support stack, this anti-aging stack that I've been working on for the last couple of months, and then inform you guys what is essential, what is beneficial, what is helpful in the stack, like kind of breaking it down in must-have, would like to have, could have, and potential add-ons for this support stack. I feel that the NAD Plus is pretty much essential. So hopefully I can confirm that protocol and then make a video, a dedicated video for you guys. Stay tuned for that. Now, regarding my blood work at the end of this 4-month cycle, there's not much exciting to report. My lipids skewed over these 4 months where you would expect them to be. HDL ended up around 35 with an LDL of about 90. Again, I'm running ezetimibe, citrus bergamot, fish oil with each meal. The citrus bergamot is in the morning and in the evening, and the ezetimibe is only in the morning. So the lipids ended up where you would expect them to end up at a cycle of about 1,000 milligrams of steroids per week. My liver enzymes started creeping up more and more, but also because I started to train harder. My hematocrit ended up at 53%. So I was fluctuating between 50 and 54%. Again, I always do my blood work sufficiently hydrated. My creatinine slowly crept up to a total of about, 1.35 milligrams per liter, somewhere around that ballpark. Again, it's been 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks since I did my blood work last. I will do blood work again at the end of this month. Again, I'm doing monthly blood work just to keep track of everything and make sure everything is moving in the right direction. But at the end of the 4-month cycle, all of my markers were kind of skewed. Not alarmingly skewed, but skewed nonetheless. So now I'm taking a little breather. And the good news is the markers I was most worried about, my cardiac markers, are finally creeping back towards the reference range. It only took a year. So after getting vaxxed at the end of last year, now my cardiac markers are finally coming back down to their respective reference ranges. They're not exactly within the reference range, so I still have to patiently wait until they finally come down and I no longer have to worry about that. Again, I did all of my cardiac screening over the last year. I have a CT scan, a calcium score, which all came back normal. I've got an MRI, which shows normal cardiac functioning. So I'm not exactly worried. Still, having these markers off for over a year after the government scored 2 points on me, well, they're finally coming back down to the reference range. So again, I'll do blood work at the end of this month, show you guys where my markers are exactly. I'll do a full blood work panel to show you if this 1 month cruise so far qualifies me to increase the dose yet again, because the good news is I'm finally coming to the United States. I'm coming to the Olympia, baby. Me and my wife are flying to the United States on December 5th. We're flying from Bangkok to Taiwan to Los Angeles because, of course, we're going to Disneyland first. So we arrive in the United States about 2 weeks before the actual Olympia to do a little bit of sightseeing, maybe a little bit of collaborations. We're trying to go to Venice Beach, Gold's Gym. I'll try to go to Zoo Culture or somewhere in that area. Maybe collaborate with Mark Harley because we did a podcast recently, which I totally forgot to upload the clip. So I'll do that tomorrow. Head over to Mark Harley's channel. I think it's called Thick Boy. Watch that podcast that I did with him a couple weeks ago. Otherwise, it'll be on the channel tomorrow. And I'll link you guys there. So we'll spend about 4 to 5 days in Los Angeles first. I haven't really decided if I want to go to Universal Studios or Six Flags in LA. Maybe some of you Americans that live in Los Angeles can give us some recommendations. If you like theme parks, which I certainly do. I've been to Disneyland Paris. I've been to Disneyland Sea in Japan. I've been to Universal Studios in Germany and all kinds of theme parks in Holland, even Thailand, some other parts of the world. If you have to decide between Six Flags and Universal Studios, which ones are the ones you would like to go to? Keep in mind it's in December and I haven't been in a cold climate country for a while. So I'm a little bit conflicted on which theme park to go to. Disneyland we'll go to for 2 weeks and then maybe Universal or Six Flags before we fly to Las Vegas. Now, Las Vegas itinerary is very vast. I'll definitely do a collaboration with Scott McNally from the Think Big Bodybuilding YouTube channel. We'll probably meet up somewhere around the Olympia and then do an in-life podcast collaboration in one of the hotel rooms or maybe somewhere else. We haven't really decided yet. And I'll also make an appearance on Blood, Sweat, and Gear tomorrow. They'll record 2 episodes at a time. I think I'm going to be on the 2nd episode, so that's going to be posted about 2 weeks from now. So again, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the Think Big Bodybuilding Media channel, please do so now. I'll link it down below. It's one of the best bodybuilding YouTube channels that you can find besides Anabolic Bodybuilding by Paul Burnett and Chase Iron's YouTube channel. Those are basically the golden triangle or the 4 hardcore bodybuilding YouTube channels that you can find besides myself. So besides these podcast collaborations, my itinerary is already kind of full. We're going to do the helicopter tour with Maverick Tours over to the Grand Canyon. I'm going to be shooting guns at one of the gun ranges. I'm going to watch Avatar 2 in one of the best IMAX theaters I can find in Las Vegas. We're going to go to, well, all of the casinos and the malls and whatever other small entertainment I can find, Area 15. And, well, I've been doing a lot of research about Las Vegas. So there's plenty of stuff to do. But if you happen to see me in Las Vegas or LA for that matter, just come up and say hi. I see this all the time here over at the Muscle Factory, whether that's in Bangkok or Pattaya. People are kind of eyeing over, wondering if that's the Vigorous Steve that they follow on YouTube. And yes, if you see me at the gym, that's probably me. I mean, how many big muscular bald guys are there going to be in the Muscle Factory? So come up and say hi, dude. If you support the channel, you like what I do, you've been missing all of the YouTube videos, you're tired of these freaking shorts, and you want to see the long-form content again, just come over and say hi. I'm always approachable, unless I'm mid-set and I'm grinding my teeth and I'm screaming on top of my lungs. Please wait until the set is over, and then you have all the time in the world to come over and say hi. So please, hope to see all of you guys in the United States. For all of the guys that are going to travel to Las Vegas, hit me up. Some of you guys I would love to meet in person as well. Again, my itinerary is a little bit full, so if I can't make time for you separately, my sincere apologies, but I don't think this is going to be the last trip that I'm going to do to the United States. It will be one of the bigger, larger trips that I'm going to do because, again, this is my last cycle. I'm gearing up towards the Olympia, probably with a moderate cycle representative of the first 8 weeks that I did on this cycle, which I just started. I think the last 2 months was a little bit too much, a little bit too hard training, a little bit not enough calories, a little bit too much training past failure and not enough deloads and not enough rest and recovery. So I'm not going to go all in. I will gear up slightly, but nothing phenomenally crazy to the point I work myself into the ground yet again. I think that's it for this video. Hopefully daily videos are going to return from now on. I have a lot of content that I still want to make. Again, the mitochondrial support stack, an updated entrepreneur stack, DHEA and pregnenolone deep dive, which, man, that's going to be a motherload of a video because there's a lot to discuss and I know you guys will want to see that. And even though I know the views are going to tank, I'm still going to make that for my loyal audience. A lot of other content I still want to make, so don't worry. Steve is back yet again. Vigorous crew, you guys know what to do. A front double bicep for you guys. Even though I'm cruising right now, I'm pretty sure there's still some nandrolone and primobolan and testosterone from the previous cycle in my system because, well, subcutaneous administrations, I should do a video about that as well. I've been doing subcutaneous shots for almost 5 months now, and it's been going great. But subcutaneous shots also take weeks before serum levels kind of taper upwards. And it's also going to take weeks before serum levels kind of taper downwards, as you'll see from my blood work results at the end of this month. I mean, it doesn't look like I'm off cycle, but I've only been using half an ampule of Bayer testosterone for the last, 3.5 weeks or so. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video.